Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel and more Birthright here as we continue on with the remaining non-political realms of the Zhaïnge Valley section here. So with that, pretty obvious here, and that is the Zhaïnge Merchant Guild. Neutral and recommended, so players could have it. Decent spread of holdings here as well with a level 5, which is pretty impressive, but mainly low-level holdings. Operating in Masir, Aftain, and other settlements along the Zhaïnge, the guild is a union of merchants in the major cities. So we can see here we got Aftain, Masir, and throughout the Tarvan Waste, although minimal there. Now we got a decent, for small as it is, relatively small, we got a pretty decent amount of regency generated and accumulated. 15 and 20 is definitely workable. And for, again, what it is, 12 gold bars in the treasury. And actually collects about 12 per turn, so we'll have to, you'd have to run the numbers just to see like how much upkeep is happening and all that. But still, that's a decent amount of income considering, again, the relatively low level of holdings, low amount of holdings, but then also just the fact if you look at, again, some of those realms that we've covered, not always like the best political situation throughout those, and you have competition from other guilds too. So all in all, pretty decent there. For many years, a black-hearted racketeer called El Zareda controlled the guild. However, Zareda was removed about a year ago and replaced by one of his lieutenants, Aswan bin Serhouf, which is a level 5 thief and neutral good, actually. So interesting. The guild is neutral, but he is level 5, but also neutral good. This canny, fast talker and former smuggler has dashing good looks and great personal charm. Although he calls self-interest his only motivation, this compassionate idealist actually possesses a heart of gold, so almost like a Robin Hood type figure in that sense. Recently, the guild's been drawn into a vicious trade war, though, with the Brotherhood of Ket in Aftain, again, probably your most serious competition. When Serhouf learned that the Red King supported the sinister organization, he began a revolutionary movement against them, using the forces at his command to end their corrupt rule. The guild was founded more than 100 years ago as an association of barge captains and boat operators. They muscled out the other cargo carriers on the river and monopolized all transport up and down the Zhaïnge. Eventually, the guild also expanded into buying and selling goods directly instead of dealing with middlemen merchants in the cities. Now, today, most merchants along the Zhaïnge belong to the guild, which requires them to set their prices and pay dues accordingly. So, in other words, you have a pretty regular and steady income stream there. Aswan bin Serhouf constantly tries to clean up the extremely corrupt leadership. So, you got some internal things to deal with within the guild, right? Again, trying to be really above the board, not necessarily lawful, but not evil and sinister and exploitative at the same time. But again, you have that to deal with, sort of the internal struggle, but then you have that competition there with the Brotherhood of Ket still ongoing. So, and it does have, with 12 gold, not necessarily like a standing army, but you should have like a unit or so of like guild forces, so probably some form of irregulars, but not necessarily fighting open field battles. So plenty of troops available there, but you have room for expansion as far as that goes. Now the immediate issue is really again trying to clean up the guild, but then dealing with those rival guilds, right, and just seeing what you can do there. Looking for room for expansion, certainly. A couple more holdings certainly wouldn't hurt. Trying to get into some new territories there, maybe even some other trade routes and things like that to bring in more gold. There are certainly other rivers and stuff out there, and maybe the coastline as well. There's definitely some possibilities there, but also when possible, when we can muscle out some of the other competition there, expanding some of those holdings. Now the Tarvan Waste might be very difficult, but once we win the fight really in Aftain, that's some potential there, and seeing if there's anything else we can do with Masir as well, as time allows and time and resources allow. So there are actually a couple other guilds as well, as we've seen, right? So the Dark Blades, which is Kalila Sun Eyes, has 11 total in the Basilisk's domain. The Gradny Koster, right, we've talked about that a little bit with the Black Spear tribes, and then also in Kozlovny. The Northern Traders Guild as well, they have holdings there. King of Inishir, which has 6 there. And then the Zhaïnge Giants, actually, which is hilarious, but 1 in the Basilisk. So that kind of gives you a sense of where the guild activity is there. So you're certainly one of the biggest, but you again have to deal with the Brotherhood of Ket and everything else as well. So let us know, guys, if you have tried the Zhaïnge Merchant Guild and how you would take it as like, and you can use this, as sort of a template for other guilds and other campaigns and systems and stuff too, and other settings. You have a guild that was a little bit more corrupt, now has kind of like a this again Robin Hood-like figure, as in neutral good, but again certainly not lawful, but trying to clean it up and sort of be an honest organization while dealing with other rivals. So let us know in the comments how you would maybe use that in your campaigns. Like and subscribe. We'll have more Birthright for you soon. And if you want to support the channel, please consider helping us out on Patreon. All the support really does matter, guys. And we've got plenty of different tiers to back there. So check that out, and we'll see you in the next one.